Hey everyone, what's going on? See a bunch of guys that are on already. Let me get this music stopped. Had kind of got a last minute rush here. So the new shop inspector, he's getting bigger, and had to feed him and kind of quickly walk him before the show started. My wife is out of town, so it's just him and I bacheloring it, and we're doing good. Training's going well. Not quite certified yet. We got to work on that some more, but he'll be certified soon. So been in kind of a crazy week. My youngest daughter was in last week and did a lot of family stuff and took some time out of the shop and stuff, but we're moving along. Got some work done on the Oleynik. Give you guys an update on that in a little bit. Working on Dave and Kim's Chevelle, trying to get a couple little things that are on the list that knocked out. Working on the few things I got left on the Cup Car, as far as the radiator and overflow tank and brake ducts and stuff like that. Trying to do that in the spare time. And helped Mike finish up his GMC Sprint project. That's one of the things I was going to get on here. So got that about ready for delivery. See if I got bring that up here. And LS Fest is coming, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. This weekend's a holiday weekend, and then the next weekend is LS Fest. So trying to get ready for that. It all seems to be happening very fast, and we'll just keep moving along on there. I'm trying to think of, I know where the pictures are. So we're moving along on all these things. Not getting a lot of anything done, but we're working on it. Sorry, I'm doing three things here at once. There we go. So trying to get the NASCAR ready for LS Fest. Hey Ryan, how you doing? I seen you posted some more pics of the truck. Man, the thing is coming out awesome. Can't wait to see it all assembled and everything. It's going to be great. Mike's on. Hey Mike, how you doing? So we have LS Fest coming up in 2 weeks, and I was trying to get the NASCAR Cup Car done, but the radiator fitment turned out to be a lot more than I had thought. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And I had the Oleynik vintage race car hauler behind my buddy Doug's shop, DNR Automotive, in Riviera Beach, and they needed a space to work on some truck and trailer packages that it could only fit there, so I moved it. And then we've had rain and all kinds of other things going on, been working on trying to get things moving along on that. I went up yesterday, and with my buddy Mike and Doug's help, and Scott too, I got the engine running pretty good, but we still have transmission issues, so we're still working on that. I'm gonna go up tomorrow and try to do a data log on the transmission so that we can kind of figure out whether it's a tuning issue or or if the transmission actually has a problem. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. I'll have updates next week on that. Hey Dave, how you doing? So those are kind of the main things we've been working on. There was other stuff that's in the mix too. Saturday, since I see Dave is on now, Saturday, Dave came down with his buddy John, and we had to modify a kayak rack. The two bottom rungs were too wide for fitting in the place that they're trying to park the kayak trailer. So Me, I got a couple little videos. I don't even know if Dave knows I took these. You know what? Let me see if I can bring up the pictures so I know which one's which. Where's our icons? Oh, gotta go to view. And we want large icons. Okay, so yes, let me cue this up. So yeah, so here's a little quickie of cutting the rack apart on Saturday. So we were doing all the cutting outside of the shop since it was aluminum and it leaves aluminum dust everywhere. But this is a stand-up bunk that's laying on the sawhorses. We had to cut these ends off, take 2 inches out of them, and then weld them back on. Dave was gracious, said, "Don't worry, dude. We got this. You don't have to mess with it. We'll get it. We're gonna knock it out." So. That's what they were doing. Let me see here, make sure I got the right thing going up next. What did I do with it? Yeah, I think I just closed the folder out. Let me open the folder up again. One. Sorry about that. I was hoping to have some of this stuff put into folders and ready to go, but that didn't work out so good. Okay, so this is the right next one. Okay, I guess that's a picture. Hey Rick, how you doing? So here's Dave at the TIG welding stand. Now his buddy John had welded like 30-something years ago. He's like, "Oh, it's like riding a bike. Can't easy peasy." Well, he was having a hard time, so Dave decided to give it a shot, and no training on welding at all except for listening to the show a couple weeks ago, and we gave him some pointers as he was going. And
is he doing good, John?
He's doing pretty good.
That was pretty fucking good, man. He didn't even have fucking 20 minutes of on time. He's fucking.
So these are just a little thing. I don't think I got any. Oh, here he is, actually getting after it. So, I mean, they wouldn't win any welding contest as far as looks, but you know what? He stuck it together, and it's going to hold up. So, kudos. That was pretty awesome to have no training or experience at TIG welding aluminum, and he jumped in there and made it happen, and they got it done. So. That was pretty cool. That was a good time. But I think it's going to work out good. I think the rack's going to work out well for him. So one of the things we talked about And I have to figure out where I did with those pictures. So that should be on here. Let me see here. Hi. So we briefly talked last week and maybe a couple shows ago about GMC Sprint or Chevy El Camino that my buddy Mike was trying to help a guy out. Car was stuck in body shop jail, which they were, why I don't know, but the body shop decided they were going to start doing LS swaps. And so they had put an LS motor, junkyard motor in, transmission, and it was a mess. So Mike decided to jump in and resurrect the project, and we got a 5.3. He actually bought a 5.3 from Summit long block, and then I got him a bunch of Holley components. Yeah, Dave, it was a good time. So here's a little. I never got pictures of it, but I got some pictures yesterday of the cars just so you guys could see what it was. I didn't have the engine running or anything, but it kind of gave you a clue what my buddy Mike did. Gave him some technical help, but other than that, he put it together. Definitely gonna have to ground and fill the holes. Yeah, but it's still good. I mean, I'm happy you jumped in there and made it happen. I mean, you were trying hard and you were getting the hang of it there after a while, you know. Anyway, so here's some video of this El Camino, or Sprint rather. All right, here's the El Camino. I've been helping my buddy Mike with. Actually, it's a GMC Sprint, but El Camino and GMC badging. Put a B&M shifter, Dakota digital gauges in it. Got her pretty cleaned up. LS 5.3, carburetor style manifold, 4-barrel. I figured I'd just stop it so you can kind of look at the stuff. I'll let this play in a minute, but he had the inner fenders powder coated, PR15 the frame, rebuilt all the suspension. Like he said, like I'm saying here, Holley valve covers and coils, Holley intake, Holley 4-barrel, and Holley mid-mount system. These mid-mounts are awesome accessory drive kits. So I'll go ahead and let this play. Throttle body with Terminator X. Mike did a great job. Had the inner fenders powder coated and stuff, and everything blacked out. It's coming out really good. This is the car we were talking about last week. So yeah, so I figured I might as well put some pictures on the car so you can see what was going on. Came out real well. He put a turbo 400 trans behind it. Got the guy. It sat in a body shop jail for 3.5 years, and Mike, being retired and traveling and everything else, knocked it out in about 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. So guys got to be real happy about that. And Mike went ahead and delivered it today. So it's not finished by any means, but at least it's running, driving, and I didn't get much time to do any tuning on it. So we kind of told the guy that owns the car, put a pad and a paper in the car, and he lives in an area where a city block is like a neighborhood block is like 1.5 miles, 2 miles out in acreages. So drive it around and just write notes on anything you find. And then when Mike gets back in town, we're going to go ahead and finish up the air conditioning, and then we'll figure out whatever is left on the punch-out list and get the tuning finished up on it and stuff. But it starts and runs really well as it is now, and it drove up and down the road really good. So I don't think tuning's a real big deal. Yeah, that's right. The guy that owns the truck, when he bought the truck 4 years ago. It was his birthday. He bought it, a gift for himself. And then on the way home, a wheel fell off of it. So he ended up finding the body shop and taking it there. And then while they were messing around with it, the motor let go. And that's kind of what started the whole chain of events. But Mike was able to get it running and deliver it to the guy. And actually Thursday is his birthday. So he's got his car back again on his birthday. And this time the wheels won't fall off. So Dave's right about that. So it'll be really good. He'll be able to enjoy that and just, putting a face to a name. You guys get to see the image of the car. Now you kind of know what we were dealing with. So been working in my spare time, which isn't much, on the Cup car, trying to get the radiator installed. And let's see here. Let me see where we can start on this thing. I got all these videos and they're not in order because I didn't have time to put it together. But anyway, so I think this was maybe the first video or last video I showed last week. So update on. So here's the little update on the radiator install. On the Nascar, here's the old radiator. It's the one that has Alan Quickie written on the bottom of it, 1992. And working on getting a new radiator in. We had to take the fan shroud out, cut it all back here. It was bent up a little bit, so I went ahead and stuck it in the wheel and rolled it out, got it all nice and flat and tight in there. We mounted the surge tank back here behind the right front tire. You can get to the cap right there, so that'll be nice and easy. And the radiator's this one's big, so I stop it right here. You can kind of see where this, I didn't get videos on all this stuff, but here's where the oil filter bracket was mounted. It was right up against the radiator, or in the way of the shroud and fan. So that'll come in, you'll understand in a minute. We're still having to work on that. I had to trim out a little bit there to get around the gearbox. Once I get the fan shroud in, I got to relocate the electric fans, so I'm glad I didn't take them out or cut them out. I had to cut the lower pipe off because it's actually real tight to the frame. You can see kind of right there. So we're still working on that in our spare time. Trying to get this thing done. We got the new fire extinguisher, new window net. I want to get the strut tower tied back together and get the brake ducts put in the front, and then we can get this thing relisted again for sale. The ads on Race Junk have expired, but I was talking to my buddy Pat Utt, who he's raced his whole life, got a bunch of different race cars and stuff, and he's actually got a TA2 Trans Am car right now, which uses the same transmission box. And I was telling him about how it's really hard to get in reverse, and he said, don't worry about it, don't ever put it in reverse, you'll break the transmission if you do. And I was told the same thing from G-Force race cars. They said that reverse was only in there because NASCAR mandated it. So I'm going to still take a look at the shifter and see what's going on with the shifter, but I believe that we can make it go in the reverse, but won't want to use it. So but the battery box is in and all set up now. I think I showed pictures of that a while ago. The battery box is right down in here on the right hand side. We got 150 pounds in the right frame rail, so that should balance out the car real well for a 180 to 200 pound driver. So I've got these shims that we're going to put in the front end, get rid of all the little automotive shims we have in there. That's the lower hose for the get the expansion tank's going to hook to. So kind of an update on the Cup car. All right, so we got the radiator fit in there pretty nice. Got the new mounting brackets and stuff in there. You can see we got good fitment from the shroud to the radiator. We moved the oil tank, or oil filter rather, a little bit farther forward on the frame to make some more room for the fan shroud. And let's go ahead and work on the fan shroud. All right, so I took the fan shroud and I stuck it in there. I was able to take some magic marker marks where the fans would fit. Then I put green tape, 1.5 thickness wide, to make my inside where it's actually going to get cut out. So let me slide this in and show you how it's going to fit. I don't know why that didn't tape, but so there's where the fans are. I had to move the oil filter housing mount back because there wasn't enough room to put the fan on that side. And now with that moved and everything where it's at, now both fans will fit on. It does have, I don't know if I did that. Oh, here it is. Oh, I guess I didn't record. So it's got cam locks for the shroud, but obviously this one is right in the way of the fan. So it's going to have to get moved over here where the clamp is. I got the proper cam lock buttons coming. So those are the couple things. I got to make the lower hose attachment, clear the frame, and cut out the shroud, mount the fans. Hopefully the cam lock buttons come in, and then that'll wrap up the cooling system, and then the car should be ready to take up to LS Fest. I'm not going to be able to worry about the transmission not going in reverse right now. I think that's the only other. Yes, that's not it. So that's pretty much it on the Cup car. Get this video to stop playing. That's it was a lot more work. I had to actually I didn't, because I was working on it in between. I had downtime in between stuff. I wasn't able to get all the filming I wanted to get. The driver's side lower frame rail, they have it boxed for the radiator. Well, where this radiator sits, it was in the way. I had to cut that back and re-weld that back in. I had to make a box on the bottom to fit the receivers to hold the radiator in place. And of course I made that new trim that went along the top of it, so it bolted in like the original one did. But it's coming along, so we'll keep making progress on that. We have basically a week before heading out of town for LS Fest, so we'll see how that goes. And I'll let you guys know next Tuesday when we're loading up. Let me see here. So the other thing we were kind of talking about was I want to look at getting a camera so it'll follow me. We have one coming with help of Dave. He's giving me a help. Dave says, what did you end up doing with the differential, with the cup differential? The differential is all good. That's all good. In fact, I ran gear ratio charts for, basically I have it geared for Sebring. So everybody's telling me 155 or 160 mile an hour for Sebring would be correct. And with the gear ratios I have in the transmission, it'll run about 87 mile an hour in first gear, like 187, so 40, so like 129 in second gear, and then about 142 in third, and about 160 in fourth. So the gearing is pretty good. I mean, it's way better than anything I'm going to need. And then I figure out what another gear ratio is, I'm gonna go ahead and build a second chunk for it. So the car will be sold with 2 different rear ends. When I was talking to my buddy Pat, he gave me gear ratios for Road America, which, I mean, it's in Michigan or Wisconsin or something. I'm not going there. And so in his car, he has to run a 323 in the back, and because they need about 105 in first gear and like 190 in fourth gear. So my transmission ratios still will be pretty darn close. So I mean, it's close enough to be legit road race car, and and then depending on the driving level of the next owner, he may want to re-gear the transmission or the rear end, or if he's a novice or novice for that style car, the ratios will work fine for a long, for a couple of races till they get acclimated to what's going on. But so I've been kind of watching other guys' YouTube shows on the TV here in the shop while I'm working, and I think I've been trying to put too much information into too much of a build into each video, I guess. So trying to a different avenue, so to speak. So that's why I was looking to get a facial recognition camera so it'll follow me while I'm working, and I can splice it all up and just do one section. So to work on that, even though I don't have the camera yet, I'm working on Dave and Kim's Chevelle, and I'm getting the coolant recovery and a crankcase breather tank installed in the car. So I was working on the coolant recovery tank. However, the road I was going down isn't going to work, so I got to redo that. But I was working on the coolant tank, so we can kind of go over that real quick. These aren't edited or anything, so I'm going to probably let them play, and we'll buzz through them a little bit and see how it works. But you'll kind of get a gist of where I'm trying to go with this. And we'll talk about what I was doing in this video. Like I've said before, you guys on the live show get to see the background stuff before videos are finalized, so you'll kind of see the fabrication stuff. So that was kind of what I was getting at also, is we've been doing tech stuff as far as tools and procedures. Now I'm going to get more into tech tips on how to lay things out and fabricate them and stuff like that. So let me go and cue this up. So for the... Nope, that's not actually the first one. What do I do here? Hang on a second. Oh, this is the coolant recovery tank. That's why. Okay. Mike says Freiberger did a pretty good video talking about his highs and low video and advice in doing a channel. That's true. That's a good thought. Unfortunately, I got more people on the live show than I do on the channel normally, so we'll work on that. But I watched a couple of his driveway videos where he, I don't know if you saw the Camaro video where he bought a Camaro and he was fixing it up to do a giveaway on it. And basically, the car was in the driveway, and he just kind of went through all the procedures of what he was doing. And it got me thinking about, it was probably pretty good on showing what was going on. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, too. Yeah, not that I'm doing anything wrong, just a perspective. No, for sure. I mean, just because I'm doing the work and doing the videos doesn't mean that's what people want to watch. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to increase viewership and make the channel more appealing for new viewers and you guys that are faithful channel people to make it good. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. Of course, the camera is still in this, but you'll get the gist of what I hope you get the gist of how I'm trying to go down the road here. All right, so let me cue this up. Like I said, these are the raw film. They're not edited, so we'll have to move around a little bit in them. So, but here we go. All right, so today I'm working on my buddy Dave and Kim's 69 Chevelle. And as you can see from the engine bay, we have it really clean. But I need to put a breather tank and a rear coolant recovery tank in the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide the breather tank and central mount the coolant tank in between the fans. And so let's go ahead and get that done. Yeah, Mike, that's totally true.
So here's the left front.
That's totally true about the editing. I'm getting faster on it, but the way I was doing this stuff is I would work on it, film some stuff, and work on it, and then when I go to editing the film or editing the video, there's things missing and stuff like that. So then it takes more time because I got to try to piece things together so it makes sense and makes it cohesive. And when you're missing a key part, it's pretty tough. So my thought was, watching his videos and some other guys, if we can get if I can use a camera that will follow me while I'm working in the shop. Yes, it's going to be a lot more footage to edit, but it should catch everything. And then I can just chop it up into pieces and put it together, and I think it'll work out better. Right now, I put files in my hard drive of a vehicle and a project, and then I just take pictures at the time. But when I get to the point to where it's time to edit, everything becomes very random, and it really doesn't tell the story correctly. And then I usually get frustrated with it and don't even post it. So if you go to the channel now, there hasn't been a new content video since May, because I've got a bunch of stuff that's ready to go, but it's not finalized, or there's missing pieces, and I just don't want to put that stuff out that doesn't make sense. So now, again, this footage here is all raw, but I think I'm catching everything to where it's going to make sense at the end. And I can do some little fast forwards through some of the working spots, and I can just kind of make it hopefully more entertaining. So we'll see how it works out. But we'll go through these videos, then you guys can kind of think about it and either express your opinions tonight, or think about it for next show. So here's the left front fender. We're going to mount the reservoir tank right up here in the corner, and then run the hoses down around frame to the back of the valve cover on the driver's side, and the passenger side is going to come around from up there to a Y block. So all the valve covers will connect to that breather tank. So let's go ahead and start making a mount for the breather tank. All right, so we're making templates on the for parts of the car and any sheet metal, anything like that. I used to hunt and scour and get like cardboard out of head gasket sets and stuff like that, but they were kind of small pieces and stuff. Then I ran across this X board from Home Depot, and it comes in a big roll. It's huge. I'm not 100% sure how much it holds, but it's a lot. The only thing is it's rolled up in a roll, so what I usually do is cut it in 4-foot or 8-foot sections. It's 4 foot high, so it makes it a 4x4 or a 4x8. And then I lay them flat on my metal rack to get so it sits around. You can see how this one sits pretty flat. So we're going to go ahead and use this to make our templates for this, because this is going to be in the fender, and when you're driving in rain, the front tire is going to throw water all over it. So we want to block the breather area from any kind of water intrusion, and then we need to make a mount to mount it to the inner fender. So we're going to go ahead and do that with the cardboard, and once we get it all laid out with the cardboard, then we'll go ahead and lay it out on sheet metal. I think I'm going to use some stainless exhaust pipe I got and make a mount for it. So here we go. Yeah, so I'm making, I can fast forward through some of this, making a cardboard template. So that works out pretty good. We won't wrap it too tight. We'll kind of keep it like that, so there's air can get around it, it can ventilate, and we'll make a lid for it so when it's up and water's hitting it, it'll all run off and not go into the tank. So just doing it kind of rough from seam to seam. Roll it on my tape measure that shows just about 5 inches. So we'll make a strip 5 inches by 1 inch for where the hose clamp will clamp this unit on, and there will be the bracket to mount it, and then you just have to make a piece that attaches the two together. Solid in the car. Now the thing is, we want that to be on that side and this to be on this side, so we're going to have to make some attachment pieces that come down here and grab that. Weather and stuff getting away from it. There we go. There's our template now for our unit. This will be where the clamp goes. This is just to connect the two together in there. So now we're going to cut it apart, lay it down on a piece of steel, and cut it out. So I thought it would be even better to have it out of stainless. Okay, so now we have our template that we can lay on a piece of flat material and lay it out. Now I'm going to see if this is going to fit on a piece of stainless. I thought it would be even better to have it out of stainless. Material, polished exhaust pipe. So I just happen to have this piece of stainless polished exhaust pipe, and I'm going to see if I can lay it out on that. And it's going to fit. So yeah, Dave, you didn't remember buying it, but you did today. Now I bought that a while ago to put on the cars. I knew we needed a crankcase vent. So yes, that's kind of what we're doing here. Let me go ahead and go back to it now. So during this I can fast forward all this stuff and then go back to the video. All right, so there's our template all laid out on here. It's already bent around, so it'll be easy to adjust to make it fit right. So we'll go ahead and cut this out. This will have to be flattened out to be welded as the lid. But we'll go ahead and cut this out now with a cutoff wheel, and should be in good shape. And these are little V blocks, so the pipe won't move around while I'm trying to cut it. Now I can clamp it in place. I don't have to worry about it jumping out and trying to attack me. I'm going to try to use a small. Now I need to put a new wheel on here, but the reason I'm going to try to use a small one is I got these short pieces I got to cut, and it'll be easier to cut them with the smaller wheel. Alright, so now that we have it cut out, there's our design. Now we'll stretch it out to make it fit. Take all the first we'll deburr it, and then we'll start opening it up to make it fit. And then we still have to cut out our lid. You can see our lid pattern there. And then we'll TIG weld that together. That'll help hold the size, and then we'll be ready to mount it. Piece off most of the burrs off of it. Now we'll go ahead and make it fit our piece. He said that's cool. Love this type of video. Thank you, Dave. Sorry about the cutoff wheel size. Should have changed it after the trailer. No, I needed it small like that because I had little cuts in line. You'll see later we fix that. There we go. That's basically what it's going to be. Now we'll cut our lid, weld our lid on it, and then make our bracket to mount it, and we'll have this thing finished up. Go ahead and try to put a step in a step. Yeah, so the step portion didn't work, so we're not going to worry about that. Again, like I said, these aren't edited, so. Oh, here we go. There you go, Dave. All right, so I put a brand new wheel, a depth on there. That way I can go ahead and cut this last piece out. Please remember, when you put changing blades on these, to unplug the tool so it doesn't start up if you accidentally hit the trigger and cut some. And if you're using anything more than a 4.5-inch wheel on these, be very careful. Everybody calls them a wheel of death, and there's a good reason. If this blade breaks, you can get hurt very badly. Another word of caution or a word of information is if you drop this tool, don't take the blade off and put a new blade in. It can crack in here and you not see it, and when you start using it, it will come off. So that's how I use this. Very careful when I got a good wheel on here. Try not to ever drop it. If you do drop it, put a new wheel on. It's a whole lot cheaper to put a wheel on than a trip to the hospital. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this lid out. I should have cut that last piece before I broke it off, so what I'm going to do now, is go ahead and start flattening out, and then I can clamp it and cut it off. Alright, so now we got our round disc. I just got to sand it a little bit, and then we'll have it ready to put on the unit. Now we have a pretty round lid. Now we'll go ahead and get ready to install on the top of the cover. Alright, so we got our lid welded on. We'll go and dress that up a little bit. But just to update where we're at, gonna go in the car like that, and the filter will be totally protected from any water or anything getting into the breather. This will get a V-band and a tab. So we'll weld a tab on there and we'll dress this up and we're ready to install. Doesn't look too bad. That's going to be under the fender where nobody's going to see it anyway. I just want to kind of clean it up so if somebody looked at it, it looked pretty clean. But now we'll just weld our tab on here and get it mounted up in the car. I just wanted to show you what it looks like with the T-bolt on. So T-bolt from our buddies up at Race Part Solutions. And this is how it's going to be mounted in the car. The wheel will be splashing this way. If it's ever driven in the rain, it shouldn't be. And it'll be mounted, and the breather line will go up to the valve covers. And this will be mounted behind the driver's headlight and the inner fender. So we'll go ahead and work on a tab now. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think shorter little tutorial videos like that are going to be much better for the channel. Now on this one, I still have to do the coolant recovery tank, which is going to mount between the fans on the fan shroud, and mainly being that with the dual intake air and the custom inner wheel wells, there really is nowhere else to put anything where it would look symmetric. If we mount it on the side on one of the tanks, it would kind of be like, it just doesn't look like it belongs there. But mounting it in the center, it should look really nice and clean, and everything will be symmetric in the engine bay like we're trying to do. And so that's kind of what I was thinking. Now this, I still had to do on and off with the camera. In fact, I videoed when I was tacking and welding the tank together, but the battery went dead. So I've got a 110 cord adapter for my camera. So when we move on to the facial recognition camera where it's going to follow me, it can play as long as the SD cards are enabled, and I could probably cut down on resolution of the film, and that would make it even last longer because it would require less storage space. But I'm thinking about doing them kind of like this, where it's a short little package, and it will make sense because all of the pieces, as you saw this one, I have all the pieces together. It's not, like on the radiator. I've had a video. I've got pictures of the radiator going together, and then I go to the car and it doesn't fit. Now I got to redo everything. So I think that's where we're heading. You guys think about it and let me know. What you think. See, Dave says video's great. Mike said that's really cool. Appreciate it. Rick says I like the approach to your tech videos. Thank you. Yeah, Dave agrees with Rick, way better. So yes, I think it'll make more sense, and hopefully it'll bring new viewers to the channel. And we can get this thing growing a little quicker. Everything's going fine, and I'm not looking to set the world on fire. Just trying to figure out to where it's easier for me to edit and easier to get a video out that actually makes sense. Some of the videos that I have, like I said, they're going to be pieced together, and there's going to be it's going to be hard to make it make sense. A good prime example is the 4-speed rebuild on the Cup Car. I've got a pretty good video on putting the Cup Car together, but I didn't have a video because I was working on a Sunday and didn't really have the thought to put a camera together, and didn't have any pictures, any video on the transmission going into the car. All I have is a couple snapshots. Ryan says, I like it, George. Appreciate the effort and the willing to listen to feedback. No, absolutely. I mean, these videos, editing and doing the filming and stuff require a lot of my time. There's not much money involved in it right now. So, I want to make it as minimal amount of time, but get the best things. So, just kind of give you guys an idea. Some of these 20, 30-minute videos that I've put out in the past, some of those have taken 6 to 8 hours to do the editing. So it's hard to find when I'm working 6 days a week, and then on the 7th day, trying to get a family day, and it's hard to find 6 or 8 hours to edit a video to get it put together. That's why I kind of turned more into these live shows, because it was something I could do, very little editing. Of course, sometimes I don't have anything put together very good, but some of the technical videos where we're talking about a certain subject, I mean, they take me a couple hours to put them together, which, I mean, sometimes I don't have that time either, but I'm trying to make it enjoyable for you guys. I want you guys to watch it. I want to push or to spread the information that I have in my brain to other people. Watching some of the reels on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of Mike Rowe, Dirty Jobs guy, and he's been saying for years, and you guys in the industry know it. You know, they're saying every year 5 people are retiring and only 2 are coming back. You know, 2 new people are coming in. So there's going to be a shortage, and there's already a shortage now, but it's going to get worse on trade people with trades. So, you know, the only way I can show what I know is to put it on film so somebody might watch it and say, hey, I want to put a, you know, when this video that I'm putting together now with Dave's car, I want to put a coolant recovery tank or a breather tank in my car, but I don't know where to put it. So maybe this will give them an idea and little fabrication tricks and stuff like that. So all those things I hope will, you know, down the road pay dividends on the future generations, or even people that in our generation that are doing working on their hot rods, a way of learning to do stuff. I see Cole's on. How you doing, Cole? Thanks for coming in. You might want to watch this on replay, Cole. I just did a little segment on how I want to start redoing my videos, and I'd be interested to get your thoughts on that too. And anybody else, you guys watching this on a replay, please put a comment in the comments, and you definitely want to try to make these videos more entertaining and more knowledge-based, where you can actually get some information out of it. Like I was saying before, the past videos, I would work on something like go back to the Cup Car radiator. I'm working on the radiator, but I'm not showing anything. I just show things that are finalized. So I think this will be better. So definitely look forward to you guys' information. Mike says it would seem there is already a shortage of young people wanting to get into the skilled labor fields. Yes, there is a shortage, and one of the things that Mike Rowe was saying on one of the reels I was watching is there's a willingness shortage of people that want to get into the trades. However, we all see that the AI thing is getting stronger and more populated, and more companies are jumping on the AI thing, and it's only going to get larger and stronger and smarter. So all these young people that have been going to college to learn these upper level jobs are going to find out soon that AI is going to take them all away. So, more people are going to want to look into the trades. And let's face it, if you are a good tradesman, you can make a really nice living working with your hands. Plumbers, electricians, mechanics, bodymen, the list goes on and on and on. There's plenty of trades out there, and AI can never do what we do. It is impossible. AI could tell them how to do it, but they're still going to have to learn the skills to do it. And hopefully with videos like mine and many other people that are on YouTube and other channels can give the newer people or people looking for information ways to do it. So, it used to be a big joke, YouTube mechanic. I went to YouTube University to be a mechanic, but there is a lot of good information out there, and you can learn how to do a job by watching some videos. Some of them aren't very good. Some of them are people at home that are just going to butch their way through the job. But there are also professionals out there that are showing the right way to do the job or the right way to diagnose the situation, and it's good information. So you just have to learn how to weed through all that. Mike says, I didn't see a robot dealing with stripped or broken bolts or replacing engine and transmissions. You are 100% correct. AI is never going to do that. So, there is definitely going to be a working shift, and it's been happening for a while. People have been going to college for the last 10, 15 years, and the big joke was you get out of college, you're $100,000, $200,000 in debt, and you can't get a job. So, it's getting more and more to the point where it's becoming more and more true. And again, with the AI thing going on, these upper level jobs, are going to be fewer and fewer around. So that's what I'm trying to do with the job, with the channel, and hopefully this stuff is going to make a lot more sense with the newer videos, and we'll see how it goes. I can't wait to get the gimbal and see how it works, and I'll definitely have some video to show you next week. I'm gonna try to get Dave's coolant recovery tank done, and then maybe see how fast it takes me to edit this video and get a fresh video on the channel. So we'll see how that works out. Ryan says the last 5 minutes of the show should be watched by everyone ever considering trades. Thanks, George. No problem. I mean, it's the truth, and it's, guys like Mike Rowe who are out there and people listen to. He's out there preaching it way more, and I don't know. I don't know how we can get anybody more interested in it, but there's got to be ways, and the more shortage there is in trade jobs, the more money that people in it are going to make. Yeah, even Rick's job, engineering and inspection. Again, AI is not going to be able to go and inspect the building. They might be able to do some CAD inspection on design. That may be able to be done. I'm not sure on how all that all works. I'm not an engineer, but there's still going to be people with shoes on the ground having to do the final work, the final inspections, the final this, the final that. Still going to need trade people. So anyway, get off my soapbox now. But anyway, so I think that's about all we got really tonight. Trying to get ready for LS Fest. Next week's show will be like a final load-up show. We're going to be all loaded up, and I'll be heading out Wednesday and get up to Bowling Green Thursday afternoon. And can't wait for that show. It's going to be a great show. Always is every year, and I'm going to try to get a lot of footage. My wife and my youngest are going to meet me there, and I asked my daughter to bring her camera so we can both go around and get video of the event. I'm not going to be racing in this year's event, so I'm going to be able to try to get a lot more video footage of the different things that are going on, and I'm going to use a lot of her video and pictures so we can get a different perspective too. Thought that might be fun. Rick says my job is more and more monitoring engineers and field inspections, right? And again, I don't think AI could ever take that over. So, trades. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're in the trade industry of any sort, your job are going to be there, and for future generations too. It's the other stuff that's going to be messed up. Yeah, young engineers. Yeah. So, anyway, appreciate everybody coming out for the show. Think about this stuff with the video, the change in video content, and see if you guys have any comments on it after the show's over. Go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Remember, subscribe, click the like buttons, share, do all those good things. It all helps with algorithms, and we get this thing continuing to grow. And that way we can get more equipment, more stuff, and get more stuff going. So appreciate it. Yeah, Dave says, "Yep, my career doesn't suck or chucks." Yeah. Some trade jobs aren't the funnest, but you gotta do. But I know, Dave, with your guys, you're using a lot more computer stuff to do a lot of that manual stuff. So it may make that job even more, better in the future. So anyway, yep. So y'all have a good evening, and we'll see y'all next Tuesday. And appreciate y'all watching the show. And we'll go from there. Appreciate it. See ya.